Megan Shattuck, and I am the nominee Pasco secretary on our board of directors, and I am with Detective Reckmeyer, who is on the Pasco County Sheriff's Office BHIT team and also a CI trained officer. Hi, Detective Reckmeyer.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So you are nominated in our Heroes of Hope Award Gala for CIT Officer of the Year. And so we just wanted to touch base with you and see your perspective on how the BHIT team is helping those with mental illness in Pasco County, as well as what does the CIT training mean to you and how are you using that in your day-to-day work?
I mean, I got CIT trained before we joined the BHIT unit, and just the opportunity to speak with professionals who have been doing this and for a long time, and people who are living with mental illness and have family members, just that type of insight and knowledge base going into this really set that foundation for what I decided I wanted to do, which was work with the BHIT unit. And I mean, we use that every day. The primary focus of our unit is to work with people who are living with mental illness, homelessness, and with addiction, and those tend to be the three biggest groups that we deal with that are in crisis.
And what is the biggest, I guess, motivating factor that you have in joining the BHIT and actually going into CIT? Because as I understood it, CIT was not mandated. That was something that you chose to do.
So CIT was not mandated. I did choose to do it. I think the same thing as I think most people get into law enforcement is we want to help people, and it's one thing to help people by tracking down who stole their property or broke something, but when you can go into a family's house and really use things that you've learned to help them as people and as community members, there's a difference between, crime and just people who are in need, and having resources and that knowledge base when you go into that house and it's not just another person being let down, that you can connect them to those services. That's what really drives me to go to work.
That is awesome. That is an excellent and rare quality to have, and I'm proud that we're representing our Pasco County in that way. Can you share one of a story that you have that you see as an accomplishment and a success story that you've had?
So luckily, I've had quite a few what we consider good success stories. I have a client who he lives in a group home. He was calling in a lot and saying he was suicidal. He just didn't want to live anymore because of depression. And once you have that background in CIT and you've started using that and putting that into daily use, then you start to realize what some of these things can really mean. And instead of just taking somebody in under a Baker Act and doing the not the easy thing, but the basic thing. I mean, taking somebody under the Baker Act is really that's not fixing the problem. It's just temporarily alleviating the current crisis. But we want to get in there and figure out that long-term goal. So by using my CIT training and my experiences with people in the community, we were able to figure out that he's not suicidal. He's lonely and he's sad, and suicidal stories and threats are his way of getting somebody to connect with him and come out and hang out with him. So instead of just repeatedly Baker acting him over and over again, we figured out ways to sit down and talk to him, spend some time with him, and ultimately got him connected with the Vincent House in Hernando, and where he was actually be able to start joining community and have a goal versus having to reach out by making threats. So we got him solidified. He's got a good solid place. He doesn't call the sheriff's office in need of contact and friendliness anymore. He actually has been able to build that on his own. And we've had several clients who, just by taking the time to talk to him about what's really bothering them, has had a great positive effect and reduced their need for not only law enforcement, but emergency management services, EMTs, to come out to deal with something that ultimately it's somebody who doesn't feel listened to.
That is amazing. That's just a culmination of all of the resources that we have here in this area coming together to help those individuals. What is something that you could share if you were to give a message of hope to those individuals in Pasco County from your CIT law enforcement perspective, what would that be?
I think the biggest thing is just, I know it sounds weird, but just don't give up, because there's always somebody who wants to help you. Sometimes more than you feel like you want to help yourself at that point, but there's always somebody else out there who cares about you regardless of who you are. Somebody out there wants to help you get out of your situation and get you somewhere that can legitimately help your circumstance.
So you matter.
Exactly. Definitely matters, and there's always somebody who's willing to sit there and listen to you.
That is awesome. Well, congratulations on your nomination.